Hello, my name is Angel. I'm a lesbian. I'm LGBTQIA plus friendly. This is a safe space and I'm bipolar type 1. It's nice to meet everyone. My lungs are bad, so please ignore that. Today we're going to be watching Middle Ground, Can You Stop Being Gay? So let's get to it.
Families love us and support us. We are happy and healthy. I mean, our life is so blessed.
But my thing
That's good, that's good.
I would say that God cares more about your holiness than your happiness.
But you're defining heterosexual.
Your holiness?
Or holiness as heterosexuality.
Well, no,
Gay people
absolutely
can have
not.
that too.
No. Oh, I'm definitely not defining that
But
as
in the way that you're
heterosexuality.
speaking, you're like, it's not about being gay. Jesus wants me to be holy. Why are you putting those two things against each other? Gay people can live holy lives.
Exactly.
Well, I would say that I'm not talking about like people who aren't religious. If you're not religious, hey, you can live your life.
Punch holes in those lives.
If you do claim to be a follower of Jesus, God calls us to be set apart, and practicing homosexuality is a thing He calls us to be set apart from, and that's just the truth.
That's not in the Bible. That's not true.
That's
not true.
is
Sorry.
true.
Sorry.
That
You can't lie
literally
like
is
that about the
true.
Bible and not have me say something.
A healthy family requires a male and female role model.
No, I don't think so. Nobody wanted to talk about that.
Negatively affecting younger generations.
It's over-sexualized, so yes. It has become over-sexualized.
Bisexuality when I was a teenager, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know there was a label. I just did it just because I felt good. But it was until college I realized, like, oh, there's a community, LGBT. So I was happy that I found my identity in the Pride community, and I still do have family and friends who I love who are in gay marriages. But after being born again, just the word itself, it just didn't sit right with me. There's definitely an agenda behind it, speaking spiritually, right? I just think that we need to be more aware of how we use that word pride.
Yeah, no, for the Pride, like, you know, speaking specifically about like Pride parades and like the entire month of June celebrating
Yeah,
Pride,
what about it
this
being
is a thing
like
that,
overly
people are
sexual?
inviting children to, and like people like, you know, in Gen Z and things like that, and like you see like genitalia just like out and like people just naked and stuff like that. I'm like, that's not sending a good message. They're gonna view you guys as all sexual and all lustful and stuff, no self-respect or anything like that. And like I just don't like personally agree with that. But then also they view disagreeing with them about their lifestyle as being homophobic, when that's completely
That's not
different things.
true.
And they're literally training people like, no, if people disagree with you about who you are, about the life that you live, they're homophobic, they're scared of you, they want to be away from you, and I do not agree with that.
When I went to my first Pride event, I was 17, and I was like, oh, people like me, I get to be out here, and you know, and while I was there looking at the float, there was a drag queen that was performing, and she's fierce, it was all great. But then there was this like a go-go dancer right next to her, and she performed a sex act on him right there in front of me, and I was 17, and I was one of the older people, there were kids and stuff, and everybody was cheering and celebrating, and I just felt like this wipe out from me, like, is this what that is supposed to be? But for me, that was way too much. And in my line of work, I do work with kids, and I'm hyper aware of what they're exposed to. I'm very protective of kids.
When I was 8 years old, I was introduced to homosexuality through watching the show RuPaul's Drag Race. That's what really introduced me to that, right? The Bible talks about in Matthew chapter 6 how our eyes are the lamp to our body, and if we allow darkness into our eyes, we allow darkness into our body. All of those who are in the LGBTQ community, but some are pushing this demonic agenda on the kids, because kids—
Hold on. Pushing demonic agenda. What do you mean? There's demons inside of us? That's just ridiculous thinking. That's ridiculous thinking, guys. Get it out of your brain.
Are sponges, and when you show them that being a man and a man and a woman being together is okay, they're gonna grow up thinking, okay, I can do the same thing. And when you do that, you're turning a whole nation into, you know, no procreation, none of these things. It's an antichrist agenda, especially in the education now, where they're teaching kids about gay sex and transgenderism is okay and all that stuff. I feel like that thing is wrong, and I feel like it's a call to repentance, to turn back to the Lord and really just stop that stuff when it comes down to the kids.
To me, I'm conflicted because I know that the gay rights movement has done a lot of good. Like if it wasn't for the gay rights movement, there would literally still be people who are killed today just because they face homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, okay, we can see these individuals as equal and we don't want to kill them anymore. And that's partly Christians. Christians are to blame. Like we would kill like gay people.
And trans people are still murdered. I
Yeah,
have
What
exactly.
the
friends of mine
So-
who have been murdered for who they are. And so
What?
that's why I step forward partially because
What the fuck?
I do think sometimes there are overtly sexual things that are maybe done in front of kids. And like I say this as a drag entertainer. I don't like to perform in front of any kids because I'm very much like, keep your kids at home. Because also they're not even tipping me anyways. A lot of times they're loud, they're annoying, they're spilling, if I'm at a drag brunch, they're spilling food everywhere. Not my thing. Well, I do think it's important to teach kids about safe sex and all types of sex, whether it be homosexual, bisexual, whatever type of sex. I think it's like an age thing.
To me, like I actually attended quite a few Pride festivals and they were amazing. I loved them. I was so excited.
No one
That
needs
was
to be
exciting.
talking
It
about
was the first place
sex
that
to
ever felt
children.
welcome. And I think as Christians, we need
It's
to
an
be
age
spaces
thing,
where
for sure.
LGBTQIA, they can come into the churches and feel welcomed and feel safe. But do I agree that holding Pride festivals are a good thing? No, I don't agree because once again, being gay, I do believe is a sin, and that does something to the land. Like when we celebrate that, when we celebrate these festivals,
does something to the
happen to
land.
the land. You know, it can cause
Guys,
earthquakes, diseases, all
no,
this
it
stuff to
can't.
start
You're
to happen according to the
ridiculous.
Bible.
I think we
All
need to
right.
separate the idea of pride and public acts of sex. Those are not the same thing.
I just want to say that a lot of these comments are really ridiculous. I can't get on board with it. Unfortunately, it is from the Christian side that I'm not able to get on board with it. We cause hurricanes and natural disasters? I don't think so. All right. Thank you everyone for coming out today. I'm going to cut it short today and say peace. My name is Angel once again. Check out my Twitch channel at angel9633. Look up angel9633 and you will find me. And peace.